Hello and welcome back to NoBS. Today we turn to talking about this very channel and our current status here on YouTube. Yes, unfortunately, we've had some new and very devastating developments that are trying to take down this channel basically completely. Essentially what happened was a few weeks back, YouTube decided to remove our monetization capabilities. That means we're no longer getting paid for ads here on YouTube. We're no longer able to have memberships or super chats on our very rare but sometimes live streams. That means a big deal for the channel. We're going to have to restructure and remove a few things. And I want to talk about how ridiculous this claim is a little bit. And it's kind of hard for me to do. I waited a little while because I wanted to see if we could fix this situation. But unfortunately, my contacts at my network that spoke with YouTube, they said this decision is holding. We're going to be able to reapply for monetization in like a month. But that's a long time. That's a long time to not get paid, to not have money. And as the title of this video suggests and claims, that's a fact. As some of you might have known, as I've dropped some hints in some videos, I'm actually having a kid in a few weeks. The baby's due at the end of this month. It could come at any time, really. So basically, YouTube fired me at the worst time ever. They're pretty heartless. They're pretty much the most callous company you could think of because they decided to cancel me just a few weeks before my first child was born. And I know some people try to say, hey, you can't rely on YouTube. You better save your money. You better not plan on having a career in that field. And I understand that. I understand the risks that were involved here. We did have some precautions in place. I have plans to spin this off and do other things in the future. So I'm not super worried, but I wanted to update you guys on the situation in case you did want to figure out what's going on, see why the schedule's changing, see what has happened to this channel over about the last year. So from the beginning, before we even get to the monetization removal, first we got to talk about how YouTube essentially shadow banned this channel at the beginning of 2020. Right when election stuff started to ramp up and people started talking about politics more, YouTube decided to shadow ban us. And basically what that means is they don't send your videos out to your subscribers, nor do they send them out to random recommendations. So recommendations used to be a lot of our views here. We used to get a little traction on our main channel with you guys, the viewers. God bless your hearts for watching, liking, and subscribing. And then from there, after you guys watched them, it would spread on the internet and I'd get lots of recommendation views, but that was completely removed out of nowhere because of some kind of switch they flipped at YouTube, which I think obviously is probably having to do with politics. I mean, this doesn't happen to liberal or left-leaning channels. This doesn't happen to people who support Biden. This is a Trump supporter kind of plague that's taking down lots of channels like us. Like, for example, here's a tweet from Mr. Reagan. He just got demonetized on another website. Facebook demonetized him and made it so he can't get new subscribers. Posting there is basically pointless for Mr. Reagan now. So this isn't just me. This is happening to other similar conservative leaning channels like us, like Mr. Reagan, like other channels. And it's just a big tech censorship thing. They're trying to disenfranchise us. They're trying to dishearten us from making these videos. And now they've taken the next step with my channel, which is pretty crazy, pretty ridiculous, especially when you get into to see their actual explanation for this. So as I said, first they shadow banned me at the beginning of the year, and then I coasted by. We were barely coasting by up until November, up until just a few weeks ago. They demonetized us officially. I got the email. This was about a week after the election, by the way. So they started kind of culling YouTubers again after the election happened, and they're like, hey, we don't want people talking about this or that. You say the wrong thing about the election results and you're going to get removed. And that's essentially what happened. And it's pretty ridiculous when you consider a few things about my channel. So first of all, NoBS has been on here for about 4 years and we haven't had any real big issues. There were a few videos that have been flagged and some had to get privated or removed over time. But essentially we had a clean account this year. We didn't have any strikes. We didn't have any issues with YouTube. There was no warning for this. There was no, oh, hey, be careful with this or that. It was like, no, all of a sudden you're demonetized. All of a sudden they said I was harmful. The reason for the demonetization was harmful content, which is pretty crazy because we're not harmful here. We're not hurting anyone. We're just making videos. I don't know where the harm can come from people watching videos. I suppose if someone watches a video they don't like, that makes them angry or upset or sad, but that's not really harm. As you can see by this definition, harmful means causing or likely to cause harm. So the example is sugars that can be harmful to the teeth. Now, can videos on YouTube be harmful to people? I don't think so. I'm not really sure. I definitely didn't see any examples. YouTube didn't provide any proof that I ever harmed anyone. In fact, I specifically tell my viewers not to harm anyone or not to take these videos as a harmful way. I have a disclaimer at the description of every video saying not to harass people, saying that this is satire, this is commentary, this is not meant to upset people or harm them at all, but they still claim that anyway. But let's skip over to the definition of harm now. So harm is actually physical injury, especially that which is deliberately inflicted, or as a verb, it's physically injure. Now, it's pretty obvious to me that none of these videos I'm making are harming anyone. No one is physically hurt. We're just doing voiceovers on a video. I have an avatar or images sometimes. Sometimes we watch clips from a news station or another YouTube video, but nothing that's done here is harmful. We're not going out and filming very much at all. If we do, we're not going out and hurting anyone. So that the fact that they called us harmful is pretty ridiculous. And it's also, if you think about the timeline, it's silly too, because like I was saying, we've been around 4 years. We've been fully monetized for at least 3 of those years. And all of a sudden now in 2020, we're harmful. And I was getting really good ads on videos throughout this year. Like I got a lot of green videos. Like I had very few videos. Like I would post every day, 2 times a day for like the last 6 months. And maybe like one video wouldn't get ads and would get marked yellow is what they do on YouTube. They basically pick out videos that don't get ads. And they're either green, which is a go, which means you're getting ads, or yellow, which means you're not. And I only had like one yellow video a month this whole year. Like I was doing really good. Like the other thing I wanted to note was my channel was way more controversial in the beginning. And I admittedly kind of toned things down as I got popular, as I was trying to reach more viewers and try to adhere to YouTube's more strict rules that they keep imposing. So like I wasn't even cursing. I never make fun of anyone anymore. I avoid a lot of controversial issues. Like I toned it down a lot. And now all of a sudden, 4 years later, I'm harmful, which is just insane. It's like, who am I harming? There's no victims here. There's no one that's been harmed. I've never seen any evidence of it. I haven't seen anyone harmed. I don't think a video can really even harm a person. Like watching a video can't physically injure you. But if it does, I'm willing, if that happened, please comment it or someone send an example. I don't know. I'm not getting any feedback from that. But moving forward, let's go to the monetization page. This is what it says on my little dashboard here. It says harmful content that focuses on controversial issues and is harmful to viewers. So that's the kind of thing. It's like, how is talking about controversial things harmful to viewers? I don't really get it, but there is a learn more button there. So if you click learn more, this is what YouTube's terms of service says about harmful or dangerous acts. It says content that promotes harmful or dangerous acts that result in serious physical, emotional, psychological injury and not suitable for advertising. So I've never done any of that. And if you go through these examples, you could easily say that none of this is in my videos. Pranks, challenges, dares, stunts. No, not even close. Content that threatens or advocates harm. No. We have disclaimers saying not to do that. Harm to self, harm to others. We've never harmed anyone on a video. Never even talked about doing it. Dangerous acts not to be imitated. Nothing dangerous is on here. This is a commentary channel. We're talking about current events. We're reading tweets and articles and watching videos. There's no act going on here. Promoting or advocating harmful health or medical claims like anti-vax. It's like, no, we're not doing any of this harmful stuff. It's just totally made up. It's totally bogus. And it's just a really bad sign. And like I said, for the channel to go on, we're going to have to change some things. I'm changing the schedule. Now, with all that said, with all that talk about harm and demonetization and biased big tech, now I want to talk about the future of the channel and what I have in store, what I'm planning, and more specifically, how you guys can help us out. Now, I'm not asking for much. I'm not one to e-beg or do anything like that. But as I said before, I do have a kid on the way. I have a family. I have bills to pay. So if we want to keep this NoBS channel going and keep the content mill churning here on the internet, we're going to need some support from you guys. And the first and most basic thing you could do is to like and subscribe. It's free. Watch the videos, hit the like button, watch it all, click on the ads, do things like that, comment, just interact with the videos is the first step. But there is another level. And if you can chip in and have a monetary way of supporting the channel, that is deeply appreciated. I'm going to be revamping this Patreon page. As you can see on the screen now, we currently have a couple of little features, like you can do live streams with the host, myself. We're also offering Skype Connect, Skype conversations will be available, stuff like that. I'm going to add some exclusive videos to the Patreon soon too. So there's going to be exclusive content on Patreon. So if you feel like supporting the channel, if you can subscribe on Patreon, it starts at $1 a month. You could go up to as much as you want, 5, 10, anything is really appreciated. And this is what's going to keep the channel going, really. I mean, we need the help, all the help we can get. It's not super desperate times now. I have other plans. I'm going to be relaunching some secondary channels. I'm going to be having some spin-offs of NoBS that you can find too. And we're going to have some other new channels too. I'm going to launch some new channels probably in January. I'm taking a break right now, regrouping, thinking about things, but we'll be back soon. Visit patreon.com/nobullshit to get support for this channel, to help us out. If we could get this up to more subscribers on Patreon, like if we could get 100, 200, that's the kind of thing that will really keep us going, in addition to some other stuff that I have planned too. So thanks for your time. Thanks for letting me tell you my little story about getting canceled on YouTube just a few weeks before my child's born, which I think is a very harmful thing to do, honestly. YouTube talks about my videos harming people, which in a way is kind of complimentary. They're saying that my videos are that influential, they're that big of a deal that they harm people. That's actually a bit of a compliment. I don't want to harm people. I don't think they have any proof that that actually happened. But if they're saying my videos are harmful, that is kind of giving them a credence. In addition, as I said, it actually is harmful to take someone's job away right before they have a kid. In addition, like, I wasn't just some new YouTuber trying to throw my shot out here and make money. It was like, no, I've been at this for 4 years. So they're firing a 4-year-long employee and giving me no severance, no payments, no warning or anything like that. Just saying, hey, hit the streets, raise your kid, good luck paying those bills. And I'm going to need that luck. So thank you guys for your interest and your time, and I appreciate everything you do. We'll see you on the next video.